Insects are the most diverse organisms here in our planet with over millions of known species. And mahalaga sila sa agriculture because they act as pollinators, they also act as decomposers, and they also act as what we call insect pests. So nagiging peste sila, kaya mahalaga siyang pag-aralan sa agriculture. Now, what is the most fascinating thing about insects is that they have the ability we call as metamorphosis. Okay, so ano nga ba yung metamorphosis? Basically, this is a process kung saan nagde-develop sila from immature forms into adults. Now, mahalagang pag-aralan natin ang metamorphosis kasi essential din siya sa integrated pest management kasi doon makikita mo ano ba yung stage ng insect kung saan pinakamalala siya as insect pest. And ano naman yung stage kung saan harmful siya or ano naman kaya yung stage kung saan dapat siyang puksain kasi ang consequence ng kanyang mga itlog, for example, ay nakakasama rin sa iyong halaman. So yun yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. We will be talking about the different types of insect metamorphosis, ano yung mga hormonal control, okay? Ano yung mga hormones that control metamorphosis, and the likes, okay? So first and foremost, although sinagot ko na to kanina briefly, what is metamorphosis? Ito ay isang proseso kung saan yung iyong insekto ay nagkakaroon ng different changes in form and structure as it matures. So dalawang hormone yung importante dyan. We have the juvenile hormone and ecdison, but we'll talk about that later. Pero basically, yung dalawang hormone na yun, yung nagko-control sa molting process and developmental transitions ng mga insect. Now, when we say molting, yun yung nagpapalit sila basically ng exoskeleton. Kaya nagsished sila ng exoskeleton, somehow like nagpapalit sila ng damit. We call that as molting. Now, ano ang purpose ng metamorphosis? Ang pinaka-main na purpose ng metamorphosis is to allow the insect to occupy a different environmental niches. Kasi kung mapapansin mo, lalo na doon sa complete metamorphosis, bawat stage ng insekto, may iba't iba silang environment na kailangang, may iba't iba silang environment kung saan sila nagtatrive. So for example, yung uod, yung larvae stage, iba yung environment niya as compared to the adult stage. So in that regard, makikita mo, anong stage kaya yung pinaka nakakasira or may direct damage dun sa yung crop. At the same time, kapag adult stage na yan, although hindi naman siya nakakasama doon sa iyong crop, but basically, kailangan pa rin siyang puksain kasi yun yung stage kung saan sila nangingitlog and magpuproduce sila ng another larvae that would cause direct damage to your crops. So, the purpose of metamorphosis is to allow these different insects to occupy different ecological niches para din ma-reduce yung competition of food, competition of resources among their what do you call this? Para ma-reduce yung competition ng mga ibang insekto sa kanilang environment. Yun. So what are the different types of insect metamorphosis? So the first one, we call it as a metabolous metamorphosis or simply, it is no metamorphosis. Bakit kaya siya tinawag na no metamorphosis? Well, primarily because once na nag-hatch yung itlog ng insekto na to, ang ilalabas lang niya is a juvenile insect which looks very, very similar to adult. And then basically siya ay lalaki lang. Somehow, parang tao, right? So, nung ikaw ay nasa kindergarten, and then elementary, high school, up until maging young adult ka, up until sa pagtanda mo, your body structure is the same. May mga konting variations yan, especially when you undergo puberty, but essentially, you are a human being. Walang halos pinagkaiba dyan. So, ganun din sa mga ametabolous metamorphosis. So, from the egg, magpuproduce siya ng miniature adult, tapos lalaki lang at lalaki itong miniature adult na to up until it becomes a full-grown adult. Now, usually, ang mga ametabulous insects, yan ay mga walang pakpak na insects. Okay? So primitively, wingless sila, wala silang pakpak. And in terms of ecological niches, kung saan sila namumuhay, parehas sila ng habitat and parehas sila ng diet. So kung ano yung kinakain ng matanda, yun din yung kakainin ng mga bata. And one thing that is rare among ametabulous insects or those insects undergoing ametabulous metamorphosis is that they molt continuously. So even though after reaching adulthood, nagmo-molt pa rin sila. Whereas yung ibang mga type of metamorphosis katulad ng holometabulous and hemimetabulous, nag-i-stop na yung kanilang molting stage right after they reach adulthood. So ano example ng mga ametabulous insects natin? We have silverfish, okay? And we have springtails. So mapapansin mo, wingless nga sila, wala silang pakpak. And basically, yung itlog, nagiging young, and then lumalaki lang yung young na yun up until it reaches adulthood. The next type of metamorphosis is what we call as hemimetabulous. Ito naman, tinatawag rin natin itong incomplete metamorphosis. So ano naman yung style ng incomplete metamorphosis? Basically, from an egg, siya ay magiging nymph, okay? So nymph are like adults pero wala pa silang fully developed wings and reproductive organs. Yun yung pinagkaiba niya doon sa ametabulous insect. Kasi ang ametabulous insect, kapag yan ay nailabas na sa itlog, kamukha na yan mismo ng adult in terms of structure. Tapos lumalaki lang siya. Dito sa hemimetabulous, from the egg, nagpuproduce siya ng young. We call this as the nymph. Okay? But basically, itong nymph na ito, wala itong fully developed wings and wala siyang fully developed reproductive organs. Now, this nymph, it will undergo several molting stages. So nagmumolt yan, up until such time na it hits the adult stage. Okay? So yung adult stage, yan na yung mature stage kung saan may pakpak na and sexually mature na yung ating insekto. Now, both nymphs and adults, they share similar food resources din and habitat. So in terms of their diet, parehas din sila. In terms of their habitat, they occupy the same ecological niche. However, dito sa hemimetabulous metamorphosis, kaya siya incomplete. Wala siya yung tinatawag nating pupal stage. Yung pupal stage na yan, yan yung present sa complete metamorphosis. But sa mga hemimetabulous insects, wala po silang pupal stage. Now in insects, in aquatic insects basically, or yung mga nangingitlog sa tubigan, ang tawag sa nymph stage nila is not nymph, but rather it is called naiad. So pagdating sa mga dragonflies, sa mga damselflies and mayflies, instead of calling the young adult as nymph, we call them as naiad. So ano naman ang mga examples ng mga insects undergoing hemimetabulous metamorphosis? So we have grasshopper for one. So grasshopper, hemimetabulous yan. Aphids, yan, aphids is also another. Stink bug, yan. Cockroaches, also hemimetabulous din yung mga yan. Pagdating sa mga aquatic insects, we have dragonflies and we have damselflies. And isa sa mga insekto na mahalaga sa agriculture na nakakasira is what we call as rice bug. Okay? So rice bug is a hemimetabulous pest in rice field which usually damages rice grains during its reproductive stages. Now dito, sa mga rice bugs, both nymphs and adults both feed on the developing grains of the rice. So kahit na nymph stage yan or adult stage yan, sila ay mapanira sa iyong halaman. By the way, yung mga ametabulous insects natin or those undergoing no metamorphosis, hindi sila ganun ka-crucial sa agriculture kasi hindi sila usually kumakain ng mga crops. But rather, ang kinakain nila is more on decomposing materials, katulad ng wood. Okay? So they are mostly decomposers and they are not insect pests. The last type of metamorphosis is what we call now as complete metamorphosis. So merong yung 4 distinct stages from egg, magiging larva, and then magiging pupa, and then magiging adult. Ngayon yung larval stage ng mga holometabolous insects, malayong-malayo talaga yung itsura niya sa mga adults. Kung mapapansin mo, yung larval stage mukhang uod, usually. And then yung adult stage, yan na yung winged insect. Okay? So nandyan yung mga lepidopterans katulad ng butterflies, right? Meron din silang pupal stage. Ano yung pupal stage? Yan yung stage kung saan nag 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 nagki-chrysalis basically. So the larva will form a chrysalis around itself. And yung chrysalis na yan is a structure na matigas, and basically nandyan yung larva in preparation to become an adult. Now, during the pupal stage, non-feeding stage po yan ng ating insekto. Ibig sabihin, tulog siya, dormant, hindi siya kumakain, wala siyang nutrition na nakukuha sa environment, siya ay nasa loob ng isang chrysalis, and ang purpose lang niya ay mag-develop up until he or she becomes a fully grown adult. Now, this holometabolous metamorphosis, iba ang environment ng larva at iba na rin yung environment ng adult and iba rin yung environment ng pupa. Although, disregard na natin yung pupal stage kasi hindi naman siya kumakain dyan. Wala siyang specific diet. But usually, ang mga larvae stage, sila ay chewing. Okay? Sila ay chewing. Ibig sabihin, they chew leaves. So, nagkukos sila ng direct damage to your crops. Whereas yung mga adult stage naman, usually siphoning yung kanilang way of diet. So iba yung ecological niche, iba yung paraan ng pamumuhay ng mga larva at mga adult under holometabolous metamorphosis. So anong mga examples niyan? We have butterflies and moths, of course. Beetles is another one, or yung mga belonging to Coleoptera. Flies, or dipterans, and we have wasps and bees. Sa agriculture, ang mahalaga siguro dyan is yung tinatawag nating Ostrinia fornicalis or yung mga Asian corn borers. Kung saan at its larval stage, they bore into corn stalks. So sila ay peste sa mga corn, pero kapag sila ay naging adult stage na, hindi na sila kumakain nung same diet na kinakain nila nung nasa larval stage sila. But still, kailangan mo pa rin silang puksain. Kasi itong mga adult stage na Asian corn borer, basically, nangingitlog sila na magpuproduce ng mas maraming larvae sa iyong field that could damage your crops. So in order for us to have a summary on the differences between these three metamorphosis types, I am presenting to you this table. So in terms of stages, ang ametabolous is egg, juvenile, and adult. Ang hemimetabolous naman is egg, nymph or naiad kapag aquatic, going to adult. Whereas ang holometabolous, apat, egg, larva, pupa, going to adult. Ano yung itsura ng kanilang juvenile? Sa ametabolous, parehas yung juvenile nila, yung young nila, doon sa adult. Halos parehas lang in terms of structure, lumalaki lang siya. Sa hemimetabolous, similar sila sa adult, but they do not have wings and they do not have mature reproductive organs. And although sa holometabolous naman, magkaiba. Magkaiba ang itsura ng larva, sa pupa, at sa kanilang adult stage. Ang pupal stage, holometabolous lang po ang may pupal stage. Ang hemimetabolous at ametabolous wala. Ang kanilang ecological role or niche, halos parehas lang sa ametabolous and hemimetabolous, parehas lang yung young at adult. Whereas sa holometabolous, magkakaiba sila. Magkakaiba ang adult at saka yung kanyang young or yung kanyang larval stage. In terms of food source, ganun din. Amimetabolous and hemimetabolous, halos parehas lang ang food source nila. Pero kapag holometabolous, magkaiba na. Competition between stages, ang weakness ng ametabolous and hemimetabolous is that whether you are young or whether you are an adult, you will compete with the same resources. Okay, so high ang competition. Whereas sa holometabolous, hindi po. Kasi kapag uod ka, ang mga kompetensya mo lang ay yung mga kasama mong uod rin. Pero kapag ikaw ay naging mature butterfly or moth, walang kakompetensya mo is yung mga mature adult din. Kasi nga magkaiba yung itsura nila in its young stage and in its adult stage. Examples of Ametabulus would be silverfish and springtails, Hemimetabulus, mga grasshoppers, aphids, cockroaches, dragonflies, damselflies. Holometabulus naman are butterflies, beetles, flies, and wasps. And for Ametabulus, very minimal ang impact niya, ang negative impact niya sa agriculture. Sa Hemimetabulus naman, medyo mapanira sila at its nymph and adult stages katulad ng grasshoppers. Whereas sa Holometabulus, ang major na pest stage talaga nila is larval stage. But also, they become beneficial insects. Lalo na kapag sila ay adult stage na. Okay? Kasi kapag adult stage na sila, they become mostly pollinators. Now that we understand yung different types of metamorphosis, pag-usapan naman natin ng bahagya yung mga physiological and hormonal control of metamorphosis. Or bakit ba nangyayari ang metamorphosis? And the reason kung bakit nangyayari ang metamorphosis is because may mga hormones na nagre-regulate nung kanilang changes. Okay? May mga hormones na nagre-regulate ng changes doon sa katawan ng insekto that allows them to metamorphosize. So for example, ano yung master regulator nila in relation to metamorphosis? We call the master regulator as the prothoracicotropic hormone or the PTTH. Now, magtitake ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturists this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri with the modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!